West Virginia and Northeast Tennessee is rich in music heritage, whether it be bluegrass, country, folk, blues, Americana, or rock and roll. This area has a diverse group of talented musicians. Let's get to know some of the area's top musicians and new rising stars. I'm sitting here with Collateral Jamage.
Hello.
From Bristol, Virginia.
Hey.
And over here to my left on drums is Rodney.
Hey, hey.
That's Sam Mills. And there's Tyler.
Tyler.
On bass. And you guys, how long have you been formed as a band?
Well, Collateral Jamage as an entity's actually been together for like a little over a year, but this lineup here has been late February, pretty much March.
Yep.
Our first show, like real legitimate show, was March 23rd, right?
Yep.
This
It
lineup.
was.
So we're fairly young, in concept.
In concept. And how did you guys come up with the name?
My dad, actually.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad. He's a very creative dude. So we were trying to, me and another guitar player earlier in the band, we're just trying to hash out names. And I was just trying to see what we could come up with, and I realized that we were not going to come up with anything better. So I dropped that. He was like, okay, I'm down. And it was Collateral Jamage ever since. 1M. 1M.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked on YouTube today, and I seen one with 2 M's.
That's become an in-band joke.
Yeah.
Everybody misspells it. Man. Everybody misspells it. People even tag like our Facebook page with it spelled right, but still have like it misspelled.
Yeah, people seem to always assume that it's a play off of the word jamming as opposed to a play off of the word damage.
Right.
Right. So actually the whole idea behind this interview was to tell people it's only 1M.
Just one.
Just 1M.
Just one.
Just one M.
One.
All right, that's it. Let's go.
Spell it wrong again, I'm gonna find you.
Whose idea was it to form the band in the beginning?
Well, this is a super awesome story. I'm glad I got to tell it. Rodney was... it all started with actually Rodney and another local musician, Anthony Wayne, and it was Earth by Train.
Right.
They recruited me. We did our thing for like a year and a half, and kind of dismembered. And one of our last shows with Earth by Train, we actually opened up for Sam's band, Funk Butta, in West Virginia.
That's
And,
spelled FUNKBUTTAH.
when did this become a spelling bee? We already went with the 1M.
Right.
No, but we all clicked. We had a really good chemistry. He really dug what we were all doing, and he asked me to sit in. So we instantly had like a musical connection, and a little time passed, and it kind of just opened up to where he was able to come here, and we needed a guitar player, and it kind of just really took off from there. The moment he came and played with us, I looked at Rod, I was like, he's staying.
Yep.
Like, I mean, this is our guitar player. We found him. So.
He's a good guitar player.
Oh, he's wonderful, man.
Crazy, yeah.
He's got that SNEEZ. That's one of the words he taught me, SNEEZ. You should tell what SNEEZ means.
SNEEZ is just, SNEEZ is like a step above style. Some people have style, but then the SNEEZ, that's when the style just gets nasty.
It's like dirty swag.
Yeah. Signature swag.
SNEEZ.
On Facebook, you say your genre is sci-fi space funk.
Sci-fi space funk.
So,
That's something we
describe that for me.
Well, the sci-fi all comes from him because he has a pedal. He has this huge pedal board, and
It's not that big.
we just recorded an actual. I think this actually might be the first time we've mentioned it in front of anyone. We just recorded an album not too long ago, and I got the idea of sci-fi space funk from all his just the weird stuff he does with his effects, and just with me and Rod kind of grooving, he just layers it with SNEEZ, if you will.
I like to experiment with different sounds and effects that vary from like underwater type stuff to outer space type stuff.
Atmospheric.
All psychedelia involved.
And sci-fi, I had, we talked about it. Sci-fi is not just space. If you look at sci-fi movies, they range from all different kinds of strange.
Yeah.
So that's where we're coming from. Just it's the weirder the better.
It's all about getting weird.
Yes.
Getting weird, huh?
But classy
Bunch of
too.
weirdos.
Yeah. Getting
Yeah.
weird with SNEEZ.
Yes. Yeah.
fire rounds around and trembles and explodes. Whoa! Feel like a smoking crater in my mind I'd like to blow away. The police came round and busted me for smiling on a cloudy day. Coming, coming, coming around. Coming, coming, coming around. Skipping through the lily field, I came across an empty space. It trembled and exploded and let the bus stop in its place. The bus came by and I got on, that's when it all began. Yeah. The cowboy kneeled behind the wheel, the bus and never ever land. Coming, coming, coming around. Coming, coming, coming around, coming around. Around, coming, coming, coming around, coming, coming, coming around, coming around.
Okay, you guys recorded how many albums? One album, right?
Yeah, it's more of a sessions take. It's a live album, if you will. Because I mean, you can call us whatever you want, but at the end of the day, we're all comfortable with being called a jam band.
Right.
Because that's what we enjoy doing. That's what we do it for. Is the improv and that connection that we can find out. Like we can just pluck a mood out of nothingness and make it real on stage.
Yeah.
That's what's brought us together.
Right.
So we're cool with
we
being
want
called
the
a jam
crowd
band.
to not know what to expect every single time they see us play.
Well,
Right.
that's a good thing. Some
Yes.
bands, they play the same set every weekend.
Right. So
Right.
you don't have to see them once.
Yeah, some
Right.
bands go on tour. You see the first show, you've seen the whole tour.
Right. Exactly.
And
We're
then
trying to do the opposite.
we even have like songs that almost like differentiate not to not, not so much like in the key we play it or the mechanics of it, just the mood of it and kind of the jam of it. It's just all really open and free and kind of the way we live life, right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Open and free.
Any plans for an album in the future?
Yes, we've been talking a lot about an actual full-length album because this is just an EP.
Yeah.
If you have to label it, it'll be an EP. There's 3 original songs and a big, huge cherry on top, improvisational sci-fi funk jam.
17-minute
Right?
jam.
Yeah. So we jammed a whole lot, like because we when you're getting in the studio, it's all about crispness and tightness, but we're all about the looseness and the other stuff. So we really felt like we incorporated the best of both worlds in the
It's
session.
taking
that we
your
had.
shots, picking and choosing
Right.
where to go.
And it's on the moment.
Where not
The-
to go.
The cool thing about jam music is that when you're improvising and you finally drop into a groove, it only happened the way it happened. You can't duplicate it. So
Yeah.
like that's what makes every night special is that we had to take the path we took to get where we went. And sometimes when you take that chance, it doesn't work out. But when it does, you know, we form a band around it.
Yeah, every night that we play, whatever we feel in that moment when we're playing, that's what the crowd's gonna feel in that moment.
Yep.
And it's different night to night.
Right.
So if you guys go out and write your own material, who does most of the writing?
Well, the way we usually do the creative process, where we're kind of such a young group, most of our stuff is like stuff we've already had that we've brought to the table and kind of made Collateral Jamage songs. We've just now tapped into like the group effort. Like the one at the stop song was the first tune we've all wrote together. We all write lyrics, we all write tunes. It's, you know, it just really depends on the song. I like to think of myself a lyricist before anything, because I mean I've been writing for like 15 years. I've only been playing for 5, so it's pretty uneven there. So I write a lot, but so these cats. So.
Yeah, and I'm mostly just about the guitar playing and the melodies and whatnot, but I have some lyrics here and there, so we just kind of bring it all together, and that's what you get.
We both like it when he likes it when I sing, and I like it when he sings, so we can just groove and not have to just worry about it. We can kind of step back and just jam with Rod, you know.
Take turnabout, right?
Right, and you know, Rod hasn't got to singing yet, but when we're really feeling it, you will hear most powerful woo. Some Ric Flair stuff happening. Woo! Yeah, there, see? He
There'll be an overhead mic behind that kit one day.
One day there really will be.
Yeah, when I'm feeling it, you'll get 1 or 2 or 3.
You
Feeling
guys,
your plums.
Deep down.
y'all start playing music at a young age?
Yeah,
I did.
I did.
I didn't actually. I found music like as a listener, as a spectator first, and it got to the point where I almost was discouraged listening and taking part in my favorite thing because I couldn't play it. I could only listen. So like I picked up an instrument so I could kind of join in all the fun that I saw other
So
people
what was
having.
your first instrument you picked up?
Bass. That's all I can play.
Okay.
You know, I can play a mean triangle, but bass, as far as skill goes, that's all I got. But these cats right here, they've been doing it for a minute. Like,
Yeah, I've been playing since I was 5. Started about 5 or
drum
6.
corps.
Yeah, and I did a lot of stuff. I mean, all through school, high school, marching band, drum corps, and a few bands here and there. Did my own personal stuff, and then after that, I moved here. I'm originally from Connecticut, so I got here, and really I had a gap where I didn't play drums for quite some time. So I probably jumped back to about 2014, 2015. And I have not left it since, so glad to be
Thank
back.
God. Thankful for it.
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was 13. That's when I first started. And actually, when I was 12, I started playing drums, played for about a year, and then I switched to guitar at 13, and it's pretty much just been guitar ever since. And I played from 13 to about right before I turned 18, and then from 18 to about 25, it was just kind of an off and on thing, you know. I just kind of was just going through all kinds of other stuff in life. It just wasn't focusing solely on that. Like I've went, you know, 6 months to a year without even touching the instrument. And then around the time I was 25, that's when I started like really, you know, getting serious about it, and that's how I've been ever since. And I'm 30 now.
I think we've all kind of had a moment to where we've like realized we want to not just do this for a hobby, but kind of, you know, do it
Just
for
do
real.
this
For
and
real.
that's
Like,
it.
and I think that stems from like a musical act that we all beloved. Like Umphrey's probably for you. You saw Umphrey's, like I want to do that. You know, Fish and Pigeons for me. Rod, who's your dude?
Anyone that is out there and making it happen.
There we go.
Really, I mean, I take from just every different part of music. So if you're doing it for the good, then that's all that matters.
There we go.
Yeah, I'd probably put my top 3 at Humphreys, McGee, The Grateful Dead, and Pink Floyd. That's my main influences.
It's a good 3. I'll take that. Take that.
I'll put Fish at 4.
Really, Fish is your 4? I think that jam bands are the most purest acts out there because, I mean, they're not in it for fame. You've never heard of a famous jam band, really, you know? They do it for the right reasons
Yeah, you
because
gotta
they
hear
like
that on
it.
the
They
radio.
they get on stage and play what they want to play, and the crowd loves it because they see how much fun they're having.
And it's very underground too.
Yeah, like I said, it's communal.
Yeah.
You know, there's a connection that's just undeniable in that whole scene.
Yep.
And we're trying to tap into that because that's what's, you know, at the end of the day turned us all on to sit in these chairs right
Yeah.
now. So.
You can know yourself. You've never been in love. And you can't build your wealth without